Alrighty, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be breaking down a $24,000 package that I closed for one of our business coaching mentorships that we offer to fitness coaches. So I'm going to be breaking down the recording start to finish. Now, just for some context, this lead was triaged by myself, so I called him the day before. It was outbound from a lead magnet list, booked him in with myself. Unfortunately, I don't have the recording of the triage, but there's a bit of context in that call that we refer back to on this sales call that I'll be breaking down for you guys. So hope you enjoy it. I'm going to break down step by step and yeah, we'll have some fun.
What's going on, mate?
Not much, brother. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good to put a face to the name, hey?
Hey?
Good to put a face to the name.
Yeah, likewise, mate, likewise.
Cool. Good stuff, man. How'd you go with the videos? What'd you think?
They were interesting, man. They were interesting. I got me homework here. Where did I put it? What's in, hold on a second.
No, you're good. Me just casually opening up my nicotine gum, getting ready for the call. But I'm just referring to some homework that we sent him. So we sent him a few testimonials. I sent him some homework to do in terms of like what he needs help with, like a little workshop that we do that we'll cover later in the call. So that's what I'm referring to. We'll run through it a bit later anyway, man, even if you don't get it right now. So it's no stress.
It's somewhere here. Adobe. Oh, here we go. Fuck, I completely missed it. Do you want to talk about this now, or do you want to...
Oh, we'll get to it in a bit, man. I'll dive deep on it. But yeah, like I know we spoke yesterday, so I've got some notes anyway, so hopefully there's not too much crossover. There might be a bit. But yeah, bro, like overall, just want... You'll notice in a lot of the start of my calls, I refer to crossover. What I'm saying there is just like, I might have mentioned some stuff to you yesterday, you might have mentioned some stuff to me yesterday as well, and we might repeat the same thing, because I just want to avoid them saying, well, like I said to you yesterday, right? Like I want to show them, hey, I listened to you yesterday, but I might repeat some stuff. That's all that is. See like kind of more so what you're doing and see where we could potentially help you get to those. Like where are you wanting to get to? Like what's the outcome you're wanting to achieve with it?
Oh, man,
Yeah, I'm just getting his overall goal from the bat. Like a minute in, I want to find out where he wants to go.
I want to get to like... Well, think of it this way, man. Like, I was making 400 grand working as a tradesman, right?
Yeah.
This sounds fucking ludicrous to some people, man, and a lot of people fucking thought I was fucking mental when I did it, but
yeah.
I was in a position where I wasn't happy, man. I wasn't happy because I was working a job that I didn't like, and all I thought about was training. And I thought, if I'm thinking about training all the time, that's what I'm passionate about. And I've just wasted 15 years in an industry that I didn't want to be in. So what I did was I took a massive risk and I sold my house.
All right.
I sold my car. I made a bit of money on my house, and I went all in on online coaching.
That's cool. That's awesome.
So it's sort of only starting to grow now, but I just went all in on it.
Okay.
I just took the risk.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the position I'm in now, but I sort of had a business coach, and...
So a lot of closers right now would have set a frame. They wouldn't really be comfortable with him rambling. The reason I'm letting him ramble and just let it all out is because I'm confident in my own process, and he might answer a bunch of questions that I was going to ask later. And I'm going to be flexible. I'm just going to adapt to that. So if he ends up answering a bunch of things right now, I might ask questions a little bit differently later on. That's why I'm being kind of relaxed and just letting him speak right now, because I know that I'll be able to handle it and I'm being flexible.
It was like I paid him an upfront payment, right? Mm-hmm. And then he sort of like, as soon as he got the payment, he sort of dropped off.
Interesting. Okay.
So it was like he was telling me, like I went through all the modules on his site and stuff like that, and I would ask him questions, and then he'd just be like, "Oh, go watch this module," and then apply that, and I would apply those things. The only thing I haven't really done is post content to my niche. Mm-hmm. That's what a big thing I've got to focus on, and I never really did that last year. Mm-hmm. But I've only been in this for 5 months, so I'm sure I would have been further ahead if I did that.
Yeah. So you wanted to hit like 400k a year, basically match what you were doing from tradesman. Is that about right?
Sorry.
So you mentioned like 400 grand a year before.
Oh yeah, I went on a bit of a...
No, you're getting him clear on what the tangible goal is. So for this guy, it's $400,000 a year is the income that he wants to make. That's his tangible goal. And the rest of the call is going to be threaded on the fact that he's not there and he wants, that he's not there and that he wants to get to 400k a year. So that's why I'm getting a tangible goal so early.
Thing there, a bit of a tangent. Yeah, I want to match or better that.
Okay. And right now you're at like 12 grand a month roughly? Or 16, 4k a week?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay. What's that per year? My math is pretty bad.
16 times 12, what's that? 12 is 144. 144, roughly 160.
Yeah. Okay.
that
Cool.
right? No.
About 192. So basically double what you're doing right now. Okay. And so what are you like currently doing to get clients through the door? And what's your current strategy around it? How's it been going?
Well,
So right now I'm fact finding. I'm just finding out how is he currently getting leads? How is he currently building the business? And then I'm going to pick that apart and dissect it. But I want to understand that first before I start saying, well, this is how we do it, or this is what you need help with, or asking him what he needs help with, because I want to first establish a base foundation of what he's currently doing.
sort of like most of it's been organic, really. But my old business coach told me not to run any paid ads.
Why?
Honestly, bro, like I honestly think it's because he reckons you can grow organically and be very successful organically. And I'm just like, and every person that I've got a couple of mates that are very established and successful builders. And they said they spend most of their money on marketing and sales, paid marketing and sales.
Yeah.
And I sort of like having a conversation with my old mate, and he's just like, your business coach is telling you not to run paid ads because he probably wants you to stick around for longer.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I sort of like, and that's coming from a guy who's making,
He's already bagging his old mentor, so I don't need to bag him anymore, right? What some salespeople would do right now is they start going, oh, that's stupid. Yeah, what an idiot. We definitely wouldn't recommend that. He's already doing all of the talking for me in that regard, so I don't need to add fuel to the fire because he's already saying it. And me talking bad on the competition just makes me look insecure. So I'm just going to say, okay, interesting. Why'd he do that? Question it a little bit and have him tell me all of the reasons that he didn't like that mentor.
Revenue for his business is like 20, 30 mil. So I sort of like, when I have the conversation with him, I'm like, all right, well.
Organic is great. Organic is 100% should be the foundation. But when you want to scale to 50, 100, 200K months, you need ads because you just like, you can't compete with the speed of ads. And ads are just so predictable, right? Because once you get the system going, it's like you put $5 in, you get $10 out. It's the dopamine rush you'll get is insane. It's like going to the casino, but knowing you're going to win because everything you put in comes out, it spits out a specific number, right? Now, obviously that starts off worse and it gets better over time as you dial things in. But yeah, I mean, are you open to running ads or are you against that idea?
Oh, but man, I prefer it. Like, I
knew he was open to it, but everything I say is garbage, everything he says is gospel. So that's something, I think I learned that from Matt Ryder. So I want him to say it. I want him to say that out loud, that he does want to run ads and why he wants to do so.
My thing was like when I said to him, I was like, all right, well, he said, don't run paid ads. He goes, if you get a client, add all their friends.
Yeah.
And then if they add you back.
We have clients do that. Yeah.
So I'd say something like comment on something on one of their photos and that'll just start and over time build relationships that way.
Well, another thing I noticed that you said you're only charging $90 a week as well, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's definitely something we'd look at for sure. Notice on this call, especially compared to some of my other calls where maybe it's a $6,000 or $8,000 package, I'm putting on my coaching hat a lot more because this is a higher level call, right? Like he's already at 16K a month. He wants to double that. So if I just talk to him like I talk to someone who's just starting out and transitioning out of a 9 to 5, it's not going to gel as well. I need to show him I'm an expert. I know what I'm talking about. This is the gap. This is where you want to get to, and this is how we're going to do it. So you'll notice I do a little bit more coaching than I normally do, but it's because it's a higher level guy and it's a higher level call. Okay, so right now you're just mainly getting it through organic. That's the main way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mainly reach out, man. Reach out and people messaging me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so just a little thing, I know I'm nitpicking, but even just that, okay, cool. What am I doing there? Well, I'm seeding doubt because I'm not saying, okay, yeah, that's what you should be doing. I'm saying, interesting. Okay, cool. And just me doing that alone is going to get him to think, oh yeah, is doing only organic the right way? Should I be doing something more? It's going to get him to start thinking those things. I'm just seeding and causing doubt in his mind. In terms of that workshop we got you to do, let me just pull this up. So you've got attract, that's how people find out about you. You convert, which is to our business. These are kind of like the 3 pillars we go through with them. So I might skip a little bit of this. But essentially what I'm doing is just finding out how or what he feels like he needs help with and getting him to admit that to me. When you start charging like $2, $3, $4, $5,000, like you're going to need a sales call for that, because that also helps you scale quicker, right? Because like you might get people on $90 a week and they might stick on for years, which is great, but you're only getting $90 a week. Whereas if you get say $3,000 for a 12-week program, but you get it up front, it means you can then reinvest that cash flow into the business, into marketing. You can get more and more clients and you can just scale a lot quicker. That's where a lot of coaches get stuck. They get all these recurring payments, they get all these clients they're managing, but the cash flow doesn't match it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, right, okay, yeah.
So are you open to, like, I think I touched on this yesterday, but are you open to getting help with these things?
Well, I'm going to have to spend a little bit of money to make money, right?
Okay. Because like I believe like everything can be learned. I'm transitioning into him not doing it himself. So now what I'm going to do is pre-handle the I want to do it myself objection. And this is how I do it. On your own, actually. Like I think, yes, but are you open to getting help with these things?
Well, I'm going to have to spend a little bit of money to make money, right?
Okay. Because like I believe like everything can be learned on your own, actually. Like I think you can go out and research and YouTube and trial and error. Like you can figure these things out on your own. It's just maybe a matter of how long it takes or how many obstacles you got to jump over, right? So for you, like just from your perspective, like why even consider getting outside help with it? Why not try and just figure it out on your own?
I don't know. I feel like mentors are like good to invest money in though, because like you got to think like people who've done it, been there and done it, know the fastest way to the.
Sweet. So what did I just do? I just got him to tell me all of the reasons that mentorship is great, which is exactly what we want.
Know the fastest way to the result, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what did you see from Zach that had you feel like we might be able to help? Sweet. So I've removed do-it-yourself objection. Now I'm going to peel back why he actually wants to work with us. Now, I'm not getting him to say, yes, I want to pay you guys yet. I'm just getting a micro buy-in of what he liked about our company, what he liked about what he saw from Zach, so that he can say out loud, well, I liked how he talked about this. I liked how he talked about that. And I'm getting him to reaffirm out loud all of the reasons he likes our company. This might seem pretty manipulative, but it's in a good way. You know, luckily we have a great service and I have conviction that this is going to help him. But once you learn sales, you realize like this is some pretty powerful shit that you got to learn to use wisely, because as Spider-Man once said, with great power comes great responsibility.
I don't know. I mean, like he's been there and done it, pretty much. Why not scale faster?
Yeah. Well, before I gave you a call and you saw Zach's post, like after he gave me buy-in on Zach, now I'm going to find out, okay, have you looked at getting mentorship besides us, besides the other one that he mentioned before? You've been out there looking for ways to get help so you could scale faster besides your previous mentor, or was it just him?
Not really. I just got referred to him by a friend.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I got onto him. I was like,
that's the power of silence. Most salespeople would have jumped straight in there. Now, I was about to jump in because it was like 3 seconds of silence and he still didn't say something. But notice how I just jumped in a little too early. If I stayed silent that extra second longer, he would have kept continuing.
oh look, I'll give his business thing of like, obviously you always got to be a student in a sense, but he might be able to get me started or in the right direction to the point where maybe I might not have to go back to work. So now I'm at the point where I don't have to go back to work. How am I going to get to the point where I'll never have to go back to work? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. And like just on that, like let's say we get you
I could keep.
Sorry, you go.
Like just say for instance, like I can keep coasting and paying the bills the way I am, but if I'm not getting new leads and I'm not getting new clients on board, like what's to say 10 people won't leave tomorrow? And then I'll have to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. And so like let's say we help you with this stuff, right? Like we help you with whether it's ads, your personal brand, like getting more people to know about you. And then like really what's going to help you, man, is the sales. Like once you start charging. So now I'm linking. Notice how everything links. All of the things that he mentioned he wants help with before, ads, organic content, his personal brand, his sales, his DM outreach, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to now link him getting help with that to him getting to where he wants to go. Watch this. Pretty big impact. But let's say like we help you with these things, right? And like this is you right now. You know, this is like 1.0 version, right? This is Dallas right now on about 4K a week, 40 clients, $90 a week. And this is like where you want to get to, right? So this is like 400K plus per year. Obviously more clients, this is like 2.0. Like what is it about 400 grand a year? Like what does that change for you? Like what's different about being at this position?
What's different?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What, my life will be different or?
Yeah, like in what way would things change? Like what does this allow you to do that you can't right now?
Oh, it just allows me to be more free, man. Really.
In what sense? Probe. What the fuck does free mean? Like, I need to probe on that. If I don't probe on that, he's not going to have any emotion attached to him getting there.
So, well, I could pretty much just live without worry, pretty much.
Are you living with worry at the moment, though? So that's a really good question you can ask. I really shouldn't be giving this away for free, but fuck it. This applies to a lot of different scenarios on your calls. If someone says that they want something and they're kind of vague, a good way you can probe on it and get them to tell you more about what they don't have and what they want, you just say, oh, does that mean you don't have as much of X as you'd like to right now? I learned that from, his name was Steve Coops. Steve, if you're watching this, that was one of the best lines you ever taught me. If someone says they want something, does that mean you don't have as much of X as you'd like to right now? So he said freedom. Do you feel like you're not as free as you'd like to be at the moment? And then what's that going to do? It's going to force him to probe on, yeah, no, I'm actually not because of X, Y, Z, and give me more meat.
Not really, no.
Yeah. So like, what would actually be different? So it's funny, right? If you go back, I said, yeah, does that mean that you can't do X as much as you'd like to? And he's like, no, I can. And so most salespeople will be like, oh yeah, shit, where do I go from there? But I just stay calm, I stay cool, collected, and I keep pushing, right? So I'll just let this play for a bit. I'll stop cutting in so you can actually see it.
Be more free, man. Really.
In what sense?
So, well, I could pretty much just live without worry, pretty much.
Are you living with worry at the moment, though?
Not really, no.
Yeah. So like, what would actually be different?
Nothing really. Just more money in the pocket, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'll be able to invest.
Yeah, well, like money,
invest in
more money, right? Like it goes up in the bank account and the number goes up, but it doesn't mean anything until you actually use it, right? It doesn't mean anything.
I mean, like, well, freedom to travel more. Like, I'll be able to go on, be able to see more countries and stuff. I'd be able to, I don't know, invest money, buy a bit of real estate, maybe buy back into real estate. Sorry.
Yeah. What else?
It's pretty much all I'd be doing, man.
And how many hours are you working a week roughly at the moment? Like with the 40
At the
clients?
moment?
Yeah.
Well, my main day is Saturday. My main check-in day is Saturday, so I'm pretty busy Saturdays. It's probably like a 12-hour day on the computer.
And the rest of the time's free?
Yeah, man. Like, unless someone messages me.
Okay.
Like, I touch base with everyone every single afternoon, so that might take a couple of hours.
That's awesome. That's a good spot to be in.
Apart from that, all I do is focus on training and eating, bro. So.
How many meals are you eating a day?
6 at the moment. I'm pushing back about 4,500 calories.
Okay. Yeah.
Not much, but.
So it's mainly just like more financial freedom, it sounds like.
Yeah, more financial freedom, man. Like, I don't want to get to, like, just say, for instance, I have a family. I just don't want to struggle. You know what I mean? I don't want to struggle or be able to provide a better life. You know what I mean? That's my main goal, man.
Yeah. What does that actually look like? Like, if we look, say, like 6 months, or even like we keep going further, right? Like 12 months, 18 months. Like, what is the 10 out of 10 scenario? Like, if everything goes to plan, what is your sort of vision?
All right, house paid off.
Okay.
A bit of a Lambo in the driveway? Nah.
It's not a bad thing to want, man. A lot of people feel like embarrassed saying that, but I don't think it's a bad thing to want.
But do you know what? I don't know, man. It makes me fucking angry when I see one. Angry that I haven't figured out how to get there. You know what I mean? I don't know. Does it not piss you off? Like, does it not annoy you sometimes? You see people cruising around in Lambos and you're just like, fuck, man, what are they doing that I'm not doing?
And that's the right mindset to have, because you know what a lot of people do when they see a Lambo? They go,
like, I'll never achieve it.
They go, look at this prick, he's probably got daddy's money, right? That's what they think.
Yeah.
But you've got the mindset of, hey, they know something that I don't. They're no smarter than me.
Yeah.
They're just doing the right things. Because there's fucking 18-year-olds now rocking Lambos that just got money, got rich somehow.
Crypto money.
Yeah, and they're not even smart, right? Like, that should piss you off, because you're actually putting in the work. You just need to be in the right vehicle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly,
and
man.
like, where do you want to, like, what does financial freedom actually look like, though? Like, okay, cool, Lambo, you said you want to travel. Like, where do you even want to travel to, man? Australia's a pretty cool country.
I've been fucking everywhere, man. I just probably want to go back.
Another example, so that was another example of a pushback. Like, he said, I want to travel more. Well, I'm going to push back and be like, well, I mean, Australia's pretty cool. Like, why do you want to travel? Right? I'm just pushing back and getting him to tell me all of the great things that he wants that he's not currently doing. And notice how long I'm sitting in the pocket here. Like, I'm not moving on from this. I asked the initial question 5 minutes ago. I'm not moving on from this until I get the answers that I want. And the answers that I want is all of this, And then you'll see I'm going to wrap it up in a moment, and I'm going to ask him what that would do for him personally, like how it actually feel to get there. I'm going to get him to associate positive emotion with all of these outcomes that he doesn't have that he wants.
Europe, even though I've been there like 5 times, but I kind of like it there.
Yeah, where in Europe? Like Italy and stuff?
Oh, everywhere, bro. I've been everywhere.
So just overall,
I'll probably go back to the Amalfi Coast, so that was pretty nice. But wouldn't mind going to Sicily, but I don't know. I've pretty much been everywhere else, eh?
so like overall, like being able to do all these things, right? Like being able to buy the Lambo if you want, have that fuck you money, be able to travel, and while you've got the business running as well, because now you can do that, right? The reason I said fuck you money there, I had a student ask me the other day, like, should you swear with prospects? It all depends. It depends who you're talking to. The guy I was chatting to, he was like a really cool guy, super casual. He swore a lot, I swore a lot. Like I just matched his energy. And on the set call, on the triage call, there was a moment where I said to him, I just said, you sound like the type of guy that wants to make fuck you money. And he was like, fucking oath I do. So when he said that, I'm like, okay, sweet. We've established that rapport. Like, so I'm going to use the same language that he uses. Tied down to a site. Like, what would that do for you personally to like actually get to that point?
Oh, it'd be life complete, man.
Yeah. Mission completed, yeah?
Yeah, mission complete, yeah. All side quests complete, bro.
Yeah. Because like, I think it's important to get clear on like what you want, but also why you want it, right? And FYI, this is similar stuff that you're going to do when you start having sales calls with your fitness clients, because they're going to want to make change as well, right? And if they don't get clear on that, they're not going to do anything about it. But you know what really fucking... Yeah, a lot of salespeople are really scared to do that. I just broke the fourth wall. Basically made him realize, hey, I'm selling you right now. And I'm so confident in my sales process that I'm going to tell you I'm selling you while I'm selling you and show you how I'm selling you while I sell you. A lot of people can't do that, but I like to do it because it's honest, it's authentic, it's transparent, it breaks the fourth wall, so it's more trust. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have seen the recent Deadpool movie, but when he breaks the fourth wall, when he talks to the camera, it's a bit of humor, right? He's telling you what he's thinking, what he's doing as he's doing it. And I'm doing the same thing on this sales call here because that builds a lot of rapport. It's like, hey man, you're a fitness coach, you're gonna be selling people. This is why we do this, because this is behavior change. So I'm just explaining that to him. What motivates people is when they go to the doctor and they're like, hey, you got 6 months to live, or hey, you're gonna get cancer, or hey, you're gonna have a heart attack if you don't make a change. It's like the negative consequences of not doing anything. Right? So for you, like, dude, you're not in a bad spot. You're making 200 grand a year. A lot of people would be comfortable at that. A lot of people would settle for where you're at. Like, if this just, let's say you just keep coasting along, you don't make any changes, and that just continues for 6, 12, 18, 24 months. And like I said, you're not in a terrible spot, but you just kind of keep coasting along and don't make any changes. Like, what does that look like?
Oh, the same shit. Renting an apartment. Same shit. Not really much of a life. I'm just literally coasting, bro, to be honest. Just get by.
And why not settle for that? Because a lot of people do.
Why settle for that? Why settle for that?
You'd be surprised, man. There's a lot of people that are very happy working 40-hour work weeks, commuting to the office on 100 grand a year.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Mundane life isn't for me, eh?
You don't... Again, just pushing back, right? There's a lot of people who would settle for that. Why don't you? Right? Especially with high-level people, you want to have them realize, hey, like, a lot of people would be happy at $16,000 a month. It's a lot of money. Like, why do you want to continue scaling and get him to double down on why he wants to change, why he doesn't want to stay stuck where he is? I'm like that type of guy.
No, bro, it's just figuring out how to get there, man. That's all the thing. It's just like, I don't know. I think I've spent too much time trying to do things by myself, and I feel like I need to get some help.
Okay. Do you want me to walk you through like what we do, what that would actually look like for you, and how we got Richard to 50K months?
I'm curious to see like your systems and stuff like that, how you put in back-end systems and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
cool.
that'd be interesting to like talk about.
Awesome. I'll walk you through it. So just an FYI, the way that we structure it, man, we do it as a 13-month membership. So now I'm transitioning into the presentation phase. I do price at the top of my pitch. Now I'm obviously going to skip the pitch for this offer because I actually have salespeople on competitors' offers who watch these calls. So I have to be a little bit careful with how much free stuff I give out. So I'm going to skip the pitch, but I'll just show you the way that I do the price drop. So it's a year and a month, right? Because this is going to take time. It's going to take time for you to get to those 50K months. Now, we obviously want to do it as quick as possible, but it's going to take time. This isn't like an overnight thing. I don't want you to come in expecting overnight success.
Oh, no, businesses take ages to build, bro. I'll tell you what, if I'm financially free at 40, bro, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Setting the expectation, setting the frame, because we all as salespeople should do this. We don't want to set up the coaches with someone that wants to get rich quick. It's just a nightmare to coach, right? So I'm setting expectations so that when he actually works with us on the back end, the coaches also love Orlando because I set the right expectations. And I think we should all be doing that as sales professionals is, yes, get the deal across the line, but also set the right expectations so they're actually a good client to deal with and they get better results that way anyway. So what we do, man, so for us to get you to the point where you're making 400 grand a year, for us to get you to the point where you're making 400 grand a year, right? I'm linking the price to the return of investment. I'm getting him to think about all of the money he's going to make as a result of this before I drop the price. We charge 24,000. We charge 24K to get you to 400K a year. Again, I'm going to skip the pitch. There's not really any objection handling in this, but I'll just double check.
I'm hesitant because I've forked out a lot of money before, and I'd get a text here and there. I wasn't getting calls and stuff like that. I wasn't actually sitting down and having the conversation about how to build a business or where I'm going wrong.
Yeah.
And then it sort of like left me sort of in the position I'm in where I've had to like sort of figure it out for myself, you know what I mean?
And that's why we schedule them in, because we don't want, like, from a systems perspective, we don't want to rely on Zach to remember, hey, this week I've got to call Dallas, because that's just going to break. That's why we have them scheduled in every single week. These are your call times. Show up, ask questions, put in the work. So the onus of responsibility, we purposely put it on you. Like, if you show up, if you come to the calls, you ask questions, you do everything on your end, there's no reason you can't scale. But you've got to be willing to do that, right? Is that something you're willing to do? Are you willing to come to the calls, ask questions,
Oh,
and
yeah,
show
of course. I'm willing to come to the calls, but
okay. Cool.
Listen, that's it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, sweet. That sounds good.
Cool, bro. You want to give it a shot? You want to rock and roll?
Yeah, fuck it.
Let's do it, man. Best 2 words in the English dictionary. Fuck it. That's when you know you got the deal. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I closed a $24,000 deal. Looks like it took me about 35 minutes, including the pitch, to get payment. And yeah, on that deal in particular, it was pretty good commission-wise. It took me about 36 minutes. So that's what you can do when you master the skill of sales. Granted, it took me 4.5, almost 5 years now to get to this point where I can close a $24,000 deal in that amount of time. But it's probably a lot simpler than you guys initially thought, right? You might think a $24,000 deal is like this super complex thing. I literally called this guy the day before from an outbound lead magnet, cold called him myself, set him on my own calendar and closed him the next day. So it doesn't have to be that complicated. That's how I closed it. If you guys want more videos like this or you have suggestions for future videos, just drop a comment below. Let me know what type of videos you want to see. And if you don't already, give me a follow on Instagram. I've linked it down below. I post a lot of free source there in short format as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.